Double game week, double game week, double game week. Well, hey lads, this double game week is bigger than Adama Traore after a dirty bulk. It's massive it is, lads, so it's time to get some players in. It's the Gameweek26 Players to Watch. This is the series where I have a scout and a little browse about, trying to find the best ever players for your team. With this week, we will mainly focus on the double game week fellas that have all of the sexy fixtures ready for you to get all of the points this week. But before we get into that, let's first talk about the sponsor for the day, OneFootball. OneFootball is the all-in-one football app that every football fan will enjoy, where it does a ton of great features which I use all of the time. These included keeping me up to date with all of the latest football news from around the world, where I myself obviously have a very, very close eye on the Premier League, so I don't miss out on anything, which helps me with FPL. Where you can also scout players like I do here by checking out who's doing well, check out players' stats, filter by different competition, all of that great stuff to try and find the best ever players and just become a better FPL manager. So if you like what you see, you can click on the link at the top of the video description to download for free today. That's OneFootball, free to get right now. And right now, it is time to look at the geezers with the doubles, who will be bringing all of the double trouble into your team, but hopefully all of the double points as well. Where first, I'm going to bring up 3 sets of teams and players with great doubles this week, but then I'm going to look at another 3 sets of doublers this week who also play in blank game week 29 to make sure you can absolutely go for it this week, but also be prepared for the other game weeks as well. So the first gentleman and the first team and the first trio of doubles here, it is the Man City geezers with these, where we have the Kevin De Bruyne, the Gunda Goat Gundogan, and the brick wall hard as nails lad Ruben Diaz. Man City not only have a double this week where they play against West Ham and Wolves, but they also double in game week 27 as well. Whoa, playing the likes of Man United and Southampton. Like damn son, they're being proper greedy bar stewards there, aren't they? But all the more reason to get all of their players in. Here I have suggested a Kevin De Bruyne, who is now back from his chill and back from injury and ready to smash it again, where he will actually be a massive differential in this double and probably the next double as well, and you could well see all of the spanking soon, so a very good shout if you can get him in. Then the Gunda Goat man, the Gundogan, has been scoring like crazy recently, hasn't he? Maybe he's actually just been watching Morata finishing clips on YouTube and finally knows how to score a goal, right? Yeah, I think so. But he does provide amazing value where I feel like he's going to keep on getting those returns for a very good price and for the best team in the league. And then the brick wall, the nothing ain't gonna pass me man, Ruben Diaz, who is the most nailed on defender in that City team, and with them playing a lot of games in quick succession, where you know they got back-to-back double and the Champions League in there's a lot of games, I feel like he's probably the most safest player to go for out of their team to make sure you never miss out on all of their nailed on clean sheets, which you know they are getting quite a lot of, aren't they? So it's probably good to be a part of that. So Man City, they got the back-to-back doubles, they're the best team in the league by literally a mile right now, and they have some amazing value assets in their team, and all of that is just absolutely sexual stuff, yeah. Meaning they're all players to watch and players to buy in game week 26. But next on the doubling list, the next double trouble team, with all of the double action, we have the Barking Foxes. Wait, hang on, do foxes bark? What are you on about, Bacon Boy? Barking Foxes. Okay then. Anyway, it's Leicester City with these, where we have, Harvey Barnes with the equaliser. Love that clip. The true bang-up party man Jamie Vardy and the spicy Portuguese Ricardo Pereira. Now Leicester, you know, quite good, aren't they? Fair play to them. But what's even better than them is actually their fixtures right now, where they play Arsenal and Burnley in the double, 2 teams that they usually do quite damn well against, but they also then play Brighton and Sheffield United just after that as well, so very sexy stuff from them. Where Barnes, what the heck have you been on, lad? You're doing absolute bits lately. Back-to-back goal and an assist, adding to his 14 returns so far this season. Jamie Vardy, who's starting to get back to partying ways, with a goal and an assist in his last 2 games to bring his tally to 21 returns so far. And he's on penalties. Okay. And then the one and only Ricardo Pereira, back from a nasty boy injury, but back in style as he's getting the points again, with his attacking threat from the back, but also securing those clean sheets as well. Where in terms of the fixtures, it's probably better for their defender than the attackers, right? Well, maybe. So Leicester are a team I feel like you can kind of trust over a good few amount of fixtures, you know? Where, you know, they might not go massive every game and sometimes they might blank, but a few good games in a row, they are very likely to get all of the returns and all of the points in your team. Where I myself will probably be slapping in the good old Harvey Barnes into my team, but all of them are amazing great options for this week, making them all players to watch and players to buy for the double Game Week 26. But moving on to a team that blows hot and cold faster than an ice cube in a microwave. Does that make sense? I don't know, I just kind of made that up. And that team is the best team in Merseyside, Everton. Dear Liverpool fans, I like it. But I present to you Dominic Calvert-Lewandowski, Richarlison Dino, and Luca Digne. Now Everton are a team, that will go and destroy the champions in Liverpool, but then also lose to relegation battling Fulham. Okay then. So sometimes, it's a little bit hard to predict with them, so it's probably not the case of really get them in right now, I really need them. But when they do play Southampton and West Brom in the double, that's probably enough to tickle your pickle and enough for you to, want to get them in. Well, Calvert-Lewin has just come back from an injury recently, but has already got back to point returning ways, winning a penalty against Liverpool and getting the assist for that, to add to his 19 returns so far this season. Richarlison has been acting like the dancing pigeon he does lately, just pecking away, walking around, not doing anything. But now he has finally got back to scoring ways and has scored a goal in back-to-back games now, so potentially a sign of good things to come from him. And then Luca Digne, he's just here for the vibes, really, isn't he? Because, Everton defence is just no, really, isn't it? But nah, he's a very attacking defender, sometimes actually playing slightly out of position as well, and he has an absolute fetish for whipping the ball into that box, so he could get returns from both sides of the pitch there. Now, some would say that Everton have the best double game week fixtures out of anyone, and to that, I could probably half agree with you, to be fair, possibly. So you might want to try and slap one of them into your team, but be wary because then they play Chelsea and Burnley just after that. So not quite the best fixtures after the double. But still very good for this week, which is why they have made it on the watch list, the buy list, the players to get in right now for the double. Now we move on to the next three teams that not only double this week, but they also play in the blank Game Week 29 later on down the road. So all of those players could be an absolute great shout. Great shout! To get them in here for the extra fixture in this week, but also the extra fixture in Game Week 29 where most other teams don't play. So with that said, the first team out of all of them, it's the Aston Villans with these. Where I've gone for the Emmy Ball Magnate Martinez, Matt Target the Points, and Oliver, please can I have some more goals, sir, Watkins. Now Villa have been proper sound this season, haven't they? Top to bottom, absolutely great, and even better in FPL. Where what's even better than them is also their fixtures. With a double this week playing against Leeds and Sheffield United, and also playing in that blank Game Week 29, which is absolutely great stuff. Where Martinez is the top scoring keeper out of anyone, with literally no signs that he's going to be overtaken anytime soon, because how is he so good? But also this week, they have potentially the best two fixtures for a clean sheet as well. Perfect. With that also being the case so much in my opinion, that Marty Target is also here for that double clean sheet potential. Who has also been on target assisting his teammates in a few times as well, so we can get some attacking returns to add into that as well. And then Oliver Watkins and possibly all of the Villa attack might actually struggle soon now, with Grealish potentially out for a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be out for too long. So maybe he'll be alright for the double, but I'm not too sure he will. But then again, against two defences that are kind of struggling right now, maybe the striker with 10 goals this season, Oliver Watkins, can get even more goals here. So Villa playing in the double, a very sexy double, and then also playing in the blank, which is even more sexiness, lovely. Exactly what you might need in your team. So just get them in, ready for the watch list this week. Ready? No, to join the watch list this week, that's one. But next, and the penultimate team of the doubles. But another team that also plays in the blank. And it is Scotty Parker's men in Fulham with these. Where I've gone for the nipple man Areola, Ola Aina, and look man, Fulham aren't that bad, right? Look, man. But Fulham, having a proper push lately, aren't they? And honestly, they look like they could potentially survive that relegation. If they do it, then fair play to them. Where they have now only conceded one goal in the last 4 games, and also undefeated in those 4 games as well. And, not the easiest of fixtures as well, so well done. But in this double, they play against a poor Palace team, and a Spursy lacking some real oomph right now, aren't they? So, you never know, they could actually produce some surprises here. I mean, that surprise is probably going to be them losing to Palace, but there we are. But Areola has kept 7 clean sheets this season, and he's always on it for saves, and potentially the best option for a bench boost keeper. Anybody out there bench boosting? Let me know. Aina has been getting proper involved in some attacking returns recently, and is still a very low-owned cheap defender that could be a final double-in defender. And then Lookman is just a very active player in that team, taking some set pieces and also getting in on the goals as well. So Fulham is probably not one to bankrupt yourself over, not one to jump on it like the new local bikes, but one that could potentially fill that little gap that you may need to cover another set of double fixtures, but also play in the blank as well. Making them all players to watch and maybe only watch, but also maybe to buy this a week. But the final team on the watch list this a week, ready for the double trouble, but to also play in the blank. Have I mentioned that some of them play in the blank and the double? I'm not too sure I have yet. But the last team is the bottling team, the Spursy team with these. Where I've gone for Go On My Son, Harold Kane and the ham lover Regulon. Spurs have somehow become one of the most wanted teams to one of the most avoided teams literally every single week of the season. Like, how do they keep doing this? Where especially right now, they're on a proper cold patch, aren't they? But then also some people want to triple captain Kane. Oh, well, where's the balance? But on paper, they do still have arguably the best fixtures out of anyone in this double, playing Burnley and Fulham. Now, personally myself, I don't think they'll give either of these teams a big spanking. But then again, is one goal in each of the games enough for a captain or even a triple captain? Maybe so. Where Sonny Boy has looked quite disappointing in recent weeks, but do you know he does do that at some point every season, so maybe he can get back to it here. Kane has just come back from injury, and looks like he wants to be getting in on something every single game here, even when Spurs have been quite poor. And then Regulon, he just lights his arm, doesn't he? Fair play to him. But nah, he's actually one of the most attacking defenders that I think is most likely to play both of the double games. But then again, with Eric Dyer as a Spurs defender still there, do you want to be touching any of those Spurs defenders? I wouldn't. Now, Spurs are the only team with the big boy assets that also play in the double and the blank. But then they also play poor Palace after the double, and then have the North London derby just before the blank as well. So potential for all of the points. For me personally, I do think only one of them is enough in your team. And that one I would go for, if I could just choose just one, would be the Harold Kane. But I still think Son is a great lad there and could get the points as well. As they wrap it up here in the Gameweek 26 WATCHLIST list, for all of the best double players of this week that you can get into your team. Where all of these lads could literally be the sexiest options for you to get in for this double game week, but also could be a great shout to get in ready to prepare for that blank game week as well. But that is all for today, so thanks for watching, and remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.